Hey everybody, welcome back to Family Firearm Reviews. Today, we're going to check out the GX4 XL again and hopefully get more than 3 rounds through before we have an issue. Now, I know the background looks a little different. We did have an issue with the mics at the range and it didn't pick up any of the sound for our intro, so we're redoing them. So this is my take 2. Now, I did misspeak in the video last time. Now, I said the width was 1.8. I was wrong, and I don't know why. When I thought about it in my head, you missed that during editing. It is 1.08. So it's just barely over an inch wide. So it's running right with a lot of those other striker-fired firearms. Now, my friends at Nick's Bullseye Firearms here, our local gun shop, were able to put my ejector or extractor back together for me, and it looks like it's gonna run good. We did test it. It is cycling. So I'm going to test it out here. We're going to run our 150 rounds through here today. We're also going to change this backstrap out. So we're going to swap it out for the different ones here. Oop, drop that one. And see how it goes. Now, something else we did notice when we took this firearm apart is we have our takedown tool, which is a keychain, and I mistaked it for just a keychain last time. We rotate this backwards toward the rear of the firearm, and then we have to pull the trigger, and we're able to disassemble this firearm. Is that the captured spring in here is actually squared off. It's not rounded on the bottom like some of the other ones we have out there. So I think that may have been an issue. I did not take the firearm apart before I got out there. I didn't really do anything. We like to just run them right out of the box. So it was different. Now, something else that happened since I was there was we actually had another individual buy a GX4 XL, and they had a similar failure, I think about 5 or 6 rounds in, and it kind of did the same thing. So they're actually sending theirs back to Taurus. We were able to put mine back together. He couldn't find all the pieces to his, I believe, and that's why he had to send his back. So we do have ours together. We are going to run this, all the different ammos right here today. We are going to run our Magtech 115 grain. We are going to run our Gecko, which we had our failure with, the 115 grain. And we are going to run our Winchester White Box 115 grain today. We're going to run all those through there, get 150 rounds through this firearm, and see if we can get through it. And then I think if we get through that, we're definitely going to have to do a 1,000-round review to see if this holds up. So hopefully everything goes good today, and we can get out on that range and get to shoot. So we've got our GX4 XL out here from Taurus. We've got our first 13-round mag. We've got our +2 base plate on the bottom. We're going to run that and pray for the best. So it held together for that first 13 rounds. So let's get to the rest of it. So now we're going to run the 11-round mag. No failures there.
It's my turn with the Taurus. I'm going to put a mag of the Winchester White Box through. Now, I really loved the Taurus G3, so I was excited about this, and I had a lot of high hopes for it. I've waited long enough to get to shoot it, so we'll see how I do. A little better than terrible, but I'll get there.
So we do have about 50 rounds through this, and I'm actually going to swap out for the larger plate on the back. Got a small Allen key, always have these in my bag, and it's just a little pin you push out right here. Pretty sure, oh, there she goes, she came out. Pull that smaller back strap off. I'm gonna put the larger one on. They just slide right in there. Okay, let's get my pin. So shove it back in there. Rah, there we go, perfect. So now I'm gonna go out there. We've got our firearm here ready to go. It was unloaded when I did all that. I should have said that first. But you can see right there, nothing chambered, all good to go. Now I have that wider grip, and let's test that out since it was really easy to swap out here on the range. So we did our 50 rounds of our Winchester white box. I'm gonna move on to the MagTech 115 grain. We did put that larger back strap on, and instantly when you get it in your hand, you can really feel this bottom part is way more swelled out. But the top has pretty much the same size, still letting you get some good real estate, but it feels a little firmer in my hand. So let's try this mag. Feels much better. I really like the way that feels. So I think if you guys, I don't really have large hands, but that extended that extended back strap really felt much better when I get up there. Gives me a little bit more real estate to put my support hand. So when you do run that support hand, having this is just going to pull your hand a little bit more around, give you more real estate on the other side of the firearm. So now we're going to run some more of our MagTech ammo. Even that slide stop, slide release works well in this firearm now, so. So even cycling the firearm fast, it still seems to be working. So whatever the gunsmith did, we put this back together. Maybe when it came from the factory, things just weren't seated in the proper place. And it seems to be running very well. I am saving that gecko ammo for the end. We're going to run the rest of those rounds because that is the ammo I did have the malfunction with. So we're going to finish up this MagTech. And, it's really shooting well. I'm hitting the steels. It seems like a very comfortable handgun. We are trying to get more shots of the handgun today. That way if it does fail again, we're capturing it for you guys. So that is something I did notice here. This mag has a little bit of play in it when I push it in there. So I thought it wasn't all the way in, but it did chamber, so let's see if it runs. It just has a little bit of play in it when we're running it. So now we're going to let Lauren run that shorter base plate, see how she likes that, because sometimes grip is a thing for her.
I'm going to run that gecko that we had the malfunction on, though today we seem to be doing pretty good. It's got the shorter base plate, and usually I want as much real estate as I can get on the gun just so that I don't have any movement. So we'll see how I do with this. little wobbly. I like that larger base plate for sure. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. The similarities about the G3 are the things that I like about it. So I'm not surprised by that. I am happy to have it and happy to put this many rounds through it today with no issues. So that's a success from me.
Now that we've got our first 150 rounds to the firearm, we are definitely going to go and tell you what we think. And I'm going to tell you, slamming these mags in, when they are loaded, you can really easily reach that slide release, slide stop. It's right there, and it's very, very feather light when you do bump that. So that is something I do like about this. If you're in a stressful situation, you don't want to have to push hard, this is very light. You barely have to bump it. And you saw right there when I reloaded, it went very, very quickly. So I hope you like it. So let's get through our wrap up. Alright, now that we have our 150 rounds to this firearm today, we were actually very surprised it did not come apart. Flip it around here, you can see the extractor is still intact. We had no issues with this firearm today. It felt good. Once I swapped out that backstrap, it was a little bit better for me. Like I said, it's not a big difference. It just has more of a swell towards the bottom. The top end is pretty much the same. You don't get a really big difference in feel, but you can really feel it swell out into the palm of your hand. And it did give me a little bit of extra purchase here for my support hand when I get it up on there. And there are nice textured features here where I can just rest my thumb, where I can get this nice tight high grip on here. And there's quite a bit of real estate right here between the slide and this beaver tail. It's not like some where you've just got a small skinny gap. I really enjoyed that about this firearm once we got that going.
I did better with that larger backstrap on there as well. With the skinnier one, there was just a little bit of wobble in my grip. So once he switched out to that larger one, it just stayed right there in my hand a little bit better, and my accuracy improved with that for sure.
And it was super easy to change out. I always carry, a multi-tool Allen wrench set in my bag. I literally just had to push kind of firmly. It popped right out. I was able to start it, push it back in with a larger size Allen wrench, and it slides up in there with this little tooth, and it worked great. Now the mags, I really did enjoy shooting the larger mag. It gives you a full purchase on that grip, right? So you can see I even have a little bit of sticking out. I did notice that it was a little bouncy. I thought maybe that it wasn't in all the way, but even when I put this one, with that extended pinky, I can still get a full hand purchase on there. You may not be able to see very much, but there is a little bit of black right here. So when I grip this firearm the right way, even with the smaller one, you still get a good bit of control. With the other one, I was able just to spread my hand out with a little bit more real estate, give a little bit more for my support hand, right? I did shoot better with this one than I did with this one, I won't lie. But this just gave me more room for that support hand to really get a little bit more push on the firearm. What'd you think about that?
Same experience. It was fine with both. I could get the trigger hand grip perfectly fine, but adding the room on that extra one just made the support hand a little bit better, which is always like bouncing around and doing weird stuff for me, so that's helpful.
So we're really excited. We're glad that this worked out this time. We are a fan of Taurus's. I really have a G3. We really enjoyed shooting it. I did put a white U. I'm going to paint that probably on the back of this one. It helped me out picking up those sights a little bit better on the other one. I think it'll do the same here. We do just have that blacked out rear with just the striations, so you're not going to get the glare in that white front dot. So I think that's something we're going to do next time we bring it out. I'm going to paint that little U, and that always helped me at the house. So I think all in all, it was a good firearm. All the ammos worked well through it. We even shot the Gecko where we had the malfunction last time. We did save that for the end. We shot a couple extra rounds of the Winchester. I think that box had like 58 in there. So we ran a couple eight extra rounds through it today. MagTech, perfect, had no issues. And then even the Gecko where we had the issue before, no problems at all. All of it felt well. Nothing really bounced around. It was all 115, so we'll bring out some heavier grain. Try to get this through a 1,000 round review. I'm definitely interested to see if it can handle different ammos. Maybe the heavier weighted bullet. I know it's all the same chamber pressure and everything, but just see how it reacts and see if that extractor can hold up to, maybe a durability test of 1,000 rounds. So, hope you liked the video. See you guys again. And if you like this stuff, check out the links below. I have the link to the first GX4 video, and there's some links down there to our Facebook, our Patreon, our Instagram, and then we do have some t-shirts out there too. So go ahead and check that out. All right. See you guys next time.
Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Comment below. We want to hear from you. Get more content from Family Firearm Reviews by joining our Patreon and check